Hi guys, welcome to week 2 of Get to Base Camp. So in today's video, we are going to be doing our mindset session. So each week we're going to do these, quick calls just to kick off the start of every week. So last Tuesday we did a call where we talked about things like mindset and identity, and we talked about how important those things are and how they're connected. And so we went through a process where we identified our outcome, we identified the result we want to produce, whether that's over the next 8 weeks together or maybe over the next 6 months, who knows. And after that, we once we identified our goal, we talked about why do we want that? Why is that goal an absolute must? Why is it a done deal, no questions asked? I am getting that done. And the great news, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I mentioned in that step 2, going over that why, is the most important part of the process. That is really where the magic happens. That is the meat and potatoes, because motivation is like a warm bath. Eventually the water's going to get cold and you're just going to have to keep trying to pour more hot water in to help, fire yourself up. But if you have a strong enough reason why, that fire, that internal fire, will never go out. It will never dim. In fact, it's just going to get stronger and stronger as you keep pushing through and get closer to that goal. And so, my friends, the process that we have set up for you today is called the 7 layers deep exercise. So we are going to take that goal and that why, and we are going to go even further. So this is a process that I learned from Dean Graziosi. So, and Dean, he hired someone named Joe Stump. Now, I don't know if that's a real name or a fake name, but essentially Joe came into Dean's business as a consultant, and he did this process with Dean on day 1. Now, I want to highlight that. Think about this, guys. Dean paid tens of thousands of dollars for someone to come into his business, to transform his business and take it to the next level. And you have a consultant that says, before I look at any analytics, before I look at your sales process, your marketing, your leads, before I take a look at anything, I need to understand your why, and you do too. That, my friends, is how important your why is. Your why is the driving force that will take you to anywhere you want to go in life. You can do this process, Get to Base Camp. Obviously, we are focused on health and fitness and vitality. We are focused on all of those things. But you can do this process, for any outcome. In fact, if you Google Dean Graziosi and 7 layers deep exercise, they give a printout, but they also give you an example of someone going through this process. And the example that they use is to make more money. So essentially, they go through all of that, but you can do this for any outcome that you have set in life. But for the purposes of Get to Base Camp, we are going to focus on the outcome that we set last week, which is, hopefully towards something within your health, your fitness, your vitality. So for some of you, you have mentioned that your goal might be to lose, it's a weight loss goal. So whether that goal is, I want to lose 30 pounds, I want to lose 100 pounds, whatever that is, or maybe it's a performance goal or something with nutrition, whatever it might be, we're gonna start with that. So for this video, what you are going to need, you're gonna need a pen, a piece of paper, grab some water to stay hydrated, and I want you to pay attention to something as you're writing. Actually, go grab your stuff if you need it. If you don't have a pen and paper, pause, go grab it, and come back. So pause now if you need to. Okay. Now hopefully unpause, and then once you're back, I'm assuming if you're watching this part, you already have your pen and paper. Now what I want you to pay attention to as you are going through this process is watch your physiology. So meaning, as you're writing down your reasons why, have your chest nice and open and tall. Make sure you're breathing. Watch your face. A lot of times, whenever we tend to write stuff down, our face starts to, we start to crease our eyebrows and we start to look almost a little angry. And studies show that the way that we are, our current state and physiology that we bring whenever we are writing something down, that is the state and energy that, like, our nervous system is going to remember that. So when we're writing down our goals and things that we want for our life, if we're not excited about it and when we're slumped over and we're not bringing any energy to it, then how is our body going to bring energy to it? So keep that in mind. Watch your physiology. If you need to stand, stand. Now, something else to keep in mind during this video is we're going to go pretty deep. So, you know, it might get a little emotional. It might. But I want you to be prepared for that. It might, as you're diving in deeper on why you want whatever your goal is, whatever this outcome that you set, keep in mind, focus on coming from your heart and not your head. So again, it might get a little emotional. That is okay. And I just wanted to preface that. And all right, who's ready to begin? Okay, so at the top of your paper, I want you to write down your goal. Whatever goal you set for last week, go ahead and write that down. So if you've got that written down, great. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you, why is that goal important to you? Whatever you have written down, why is it important? Now, don't overthink it. Write the first thing that comes to mind. Write the first thing that comes to mind. Why is that important to you? It could be, you know, it could be an example you want to set for your kids. It could be, you know, I want to prove to myself that I'm stronger than I ever thought I was capable of. You know, whatever it might be, write down that first reason why. Now, if you need more time at any part of this, just pause the video, but we are going to move on to that second step, which is, okay, now whatever you had just written down as to why the goal is important, why is that important to you? I think you can see where we're going to be going through these 7 layers, but why is that important to you? Now, again, write all these down. Don't just say it out loud. You know, you can say it out loud if you're someone that needs to verbalize it, but make sure you also write it down. That way you don't forget it. You'll have it for the end of this. All right, and if you need more time, take the time that you need, pause. But I'm going to move on to level 3, which is, why is that important to you? So whatever you had just written down, you know, maybe it was, well, I want to prove to myself that I'm stronger than I ever thought I was capable of. Okay, why is that important to you? You know, maybe we didn't feel that growing up. Maybe we felt, maybe we didn't feel that way, and it caused us to feel small and play small. Or maybe we want to feel confident, and maybe, you know, maybe it's a way that we want to feel inside. But either way, really think about why, whatever you had just written down, why is that important? I don't know is not an answer. If you say, I don't know, my question to you would be, well, if you did know, what would you say? So, and if you're having trouble coming up with, oh gosh, I don't know, again, come from your heart. Get out of your head and come from your heart. Think more into your heart. That will always lead you in the right direction. All right. And if you need more time, just pause at any point. So we're going to move on to level 4, which is why is that important to you? So whatever you had just written down, why is that important to you? You know, if you had said, well, gosh, you know, I used to play small and feel small, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to feel that anymore. And why is that? Okay, well, I don't want to die with regrets. I want to leave a legacy. I want to make an impact. Or, gosh, you know, I want my kids to feel confident. I want my kids to have the, healthy relationship with fitness and exercise, so that way they don't have a negative relationship with it. Like, you know, so just think deeper as to why. Those are just some examples. I'm not sure what you've written down, but think about that. Why is what you had just written down, why is that important to you? Okay. And again, you know this. If you need more time, just pause. We're going to move on to level 5. So, my question to you, you know, why is that important to you? So whatever you had written down, go a little deeper. Now that we're 5 levels in, it might start to get a little challenging, but again, come from that heart. In fact, if you're writing with your right hand, whichever hand is free, put that on your heart. Take a nice deep breath in and out, and keep going and keep thinking. Write the first thing that comes to mind, and when you're ready, we will move on to level 6, which is specifically, why is that important for you? So whatever you wrote down at level 5, level 6 is why is that important to you? So think about your family, think about whatever that goal is, what is that meaning to you? And picture, even picture yourself, think ahead to 8 weeks from now or 6 months from now. As you're getting that goal, think about what the impact of that will be. And think about, okay, what things have happened over the last 8 weeks that made this so special. Or think about, what ripple effect has happened since you've been going for this goal. So, the one I keep bringing up is a weight loss goal or a fitness goal, and that's just, it's common, so it's easy to speak to. But if you are someone who maybe kind of exercises but starts exercising even more, is there someone who has seen that and it's inspired them to, maybe it's kids who, maybe your kids and didn't really like exercising, and it hurts and it's so boring or something, but maybe watching you has inspired them or changed their perspective on it, and it's led to them, or somebody else that it's led to them starting to exercise and take care of themselves. So whatever that is. So we are 6 levels in. We have one more. And what I want you to do going into this last one is really, really get connected to your heart. And so if you need more time, pause. But whatever you had written down for your 6th level, I'll ask you one more time. And that is, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? Again, come from your heart and take all the time you need. I did this process earlier today, and it's not always easy. It's not always easy whenever you're having to look deep within yourself. And I'll share, I don't want to make this too long, so I won't share the entire thing, but my main outcome, I just went with, what's my outcome, with Get to Base Camp. And so my main outcome is to help others start exercising and have a healthy relationship with fitness and exercise, and meet those everyday, just minimum requirements of exercise and nutrition and hydration, sleep, and having the right mindset. And some of the things that came up during it is ultimately it led to happiness and vitality as a byproduct of health and wellness and fitness. And that became important because I know it will lead to less anger in the world. There's so much depression and anxiety and just so much anger in our world and in our country. And I'm not saying that just exercise alone is going to fix it all and make someone who's angry not angry, but I think that I do believe that it can make can make some sort of an impact. It can make some sort of a difference. You know, for someone, studies show that that living a sedentary lifestyle will lead to anxiety, depression, anger, things like that. Whereas if you are exercising, some of the benefits of exercise is less anxiety, less depression, and more happiness and vitality and energy and all of those things. And so, again, I'm not naive thinking that that's just the only fix here, but I think that it's a start. I do. And so that's ultimately my part of my why. And if you have yours, again, if you need time, just pause at any moment. But what I would encourage you to do, so now you're probably wondering, okay, we did this exercise, I've got this, you know, and I know pretty deeply why I want to do this goal, why this goal is a must for me. And what do I do now? Well, what I would encourage you to do is write it down or type it out, get a screenshot, make it the background of your phone and any device you use, whether it's your tablet, your computer. Put it so that way you see it every day. Write it on the mirror, print it out, put it on a sticky note, but write down, my outcome is blank. And the reason it's important is because, and you can either use your last one that you made, or just write down all 7. My outcome is blank, and the reason why that's a must for me, the reason why it's important for me is because of 1 through 7. And look at that every single day, multiple times a day. Because again, just going back to, there's going to be times where, especially if you've got a long-term goal, or even there's going to be times over the next 8 weeks where, gosh, we're going to forget to, you know, it's going to be hard to keep track of how much water we're drinking, or whatever nutrition goal we're going to be setting, like whether it's getting enough, you know, increasing our protein intake to hit those minimum requirements, or you know, maybe a goal might be drinking less alcohol. So whatever that might be, there's going to be times where it's going to be really difficult. You know, I speak to running a lot just because that's what I know so well, and that's what I do. And I mean, I can tell you that there's even times when, like last week, going and doing two different workouts, you know, it's one thing to get up and go run, but then to just push yourself so hard when it's dark outside or it's abnormally hot, you know, it takes a lot. So just get connected to that why, because that will pull you through any and everything. And I hope this added value to you. Again, you can do this exercise for any outcome that you want in life. I do this for every outcome that I have set that I'm working towards, because again, it's easy to just say, oh, this is my goal. But then it's a lot of times we see someone who might set a goal and then 2 weeks later they change it, or they give up. Don't give up on this. If this is your goal, get it. And if you need accountability, like share some of these reasons with us. We'd love to see them. I would love to see them. Send them in a DM or the message on the Noble Training Systems app, wherever you want to send it. But let us know. Also, and like I said, take a screenshot of what you wrote, type it out, put it everywhere. That way you can see it, you can be connected with it. And I hope this brought you value. And let's see, have a great rest of your day. Guys, this is week 2. Week 2. We just did week 1. We've got 7 whole weeks left. So this is just the start of week 2. So many more great things to come. Have an amazing rest of your day. Great work today, and we'll have more videos this week. This week's focus is going to be on nutrition. So if you have specific questions, let us know. That way we can make sure we're answering them. And we will see y'all soon. Have a great day. Bye, guys.